Hello friends, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to make strawberries. Without further ado, let's get into it. What you're going to need: 3 colors, one for your berry, one for your seeds, and one for your leaves. Not necessary, but highly recommended for 3D projects. Kandi needle, which is a 2.7-inch yarn needle. You can get these anywhere you get yarn needles. I'm using 1mm elastic stretch cord from Bead 10. You're gonna need about a full wingspan of string. For me, this piece goes from these fingertips across my torso to the other end of my fingertips, outstretched. So this is a very long piece of string. Just hang in there. You're gonna start by tying one end of the string double knot onto the end of the needle. Now we're gonna start with this project on the other side of the string, so you can set this needle off to the side. Another disclaimer is that especially at the beginning of the project, you're going to be pulling through a lot of string. It will get easier as we work on the project, but at the beginning, just be patient, pull things nice and tight, try not to get it tangled, go nice and slow. On the end that's not connected to the needle, I'm going to pick up 4 beads of berry color. So that's going to be red for me today. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to take these 2 ends of the string, 1 and 2, and you're going to tie them together nice and tightly in a circle. When you're done, the beads will be forming like a plus sign with an opening in the middle. So I'm going to triple knot this bad boy. 1, 2, and 3. So just a little bit of adjusting after tying that knot, and I've got a plus sign. It's holding its shape even when I'm not holding it. That's perfect. Personally, I'm gonna leave the tail on. You can choose to cut this off, but I like to keep this for the end of my project, which you'll see. We're gonna look at where our knot is. Right now it's in between 2 beads. You want this string coming out of either one of these, but you have to choose one. So you can go like this, or you can go like this. I'm gonna go like this. So I'm going through one of the beads just so that the string has a starting point. Pulling it all the way through. And then we're gonna rotate that so that the string is coming out of your top bead. From here, we're gonna pick up 1 berry bead. We're looking to position this in the middle here between these beads. So since my string is coming out of the left side of the top bead, I'm looking to go into the opposite bead, so the bottom through the right. Coming out of the left top, we're going to go through the bottom right. And once I pull the string all the way through, you'll see where that bead ends up, right in the middle. Just be patient, like I was saying, like it's a little bit of string to deal with, but there you go. Boom. All we had to do was go opposite, and now it's positioned in the middle, and this forms the bottom of the strawberry. So from here, we're gonna flip this upside down, and for me, I'm gonna take my tail and I'm gonna hold it down here with the rest of my piece as we work around. From here, make sure you're pulling it nice and tight to keep this bead secure on the bottom as we build our first round. So where the string is coming out, you're going to be working in a counterclockwise direction for the remainder of this project. I'm going to pick up 1 bead, berry color, and I'm going to string directly into the next bead so that this bead ends up between these 2. And I'm always going to be turning my piece just so that the next step is right here on the right. So see right here, look, the bottom bead just got loose. So I'm just going to pull that and fix it. Keep it nice and tight. I'm going to pick up another berry colored bead, immediately go through the next bead. Pick up 1 bead, berry color, immediately going to go through the next bead. And don't forget to pull nice and tight with every single bead that you're adding. And then we're almost done with this round. I'm gonna pick up 1 more berry bead, go through this bead, the last one of the first round, and then this is the first bead that we added in the round. So I'm actually gonna go through 2 I'm going to go through 2 beads, 1, 2. And pull nice and tight. It should look like a square from here. Next up, we're going to work with exclusively seed colored beads. So for me, that's white. For you, it's whatever color you like. I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, and now I'm coming out of this corner bead, I'm going to skip this bead in the middle, and I'm going to string through the next corner bead. So pick up a seed bead, skip 1 bead through the next. And then we're going to continue this all the way around. Pick up 1 bead, skip 1 bead through the next corner bead. And don't forget to pull tight. And as you pull, it's going to kind of start to curl up on itself. That's exactly what you want. If you're not going tight enough, it's going to stay out here and flat. But the strawberry is like curved. Picking up a bead, skip a bead through the corner. And then we're going to do that one more time. Pick up 1 bead, skip a bead through both the corner and then the first bead that we added. So this is the pattern every single time. Not necessarily how many beads we add, but on the 4th side, you're going to go through the last bead of the round and the first bead that you added, or first couple beads. You'll see. So pulling all the way through, make sure your string's not tangled, anything like that. The next round is going to be adding 2 red beads in between each white bead. So right now my string is coming out of a white bead. Ooh. So I'm going to pick up 1 and 2 beads, and I'm going to go straight from this white bead to this white bead. Pull it tight, 2 red beads into the next white bead. 2 red beads, straight into the next white bead. And then remember, just be patient with the string too. If it's getting tangled, hang in there. You're doing great. Picking up 2 beads, straight through the white bead, and since this is the last side, through the white bead, and then through both of these 2 beads that were the first thing that we added. So I'm going to go through 3 beads. I've picked up 2. And I'm going through white, red, and red. Here's how it's looking from the side. Here's how it's looking from the top. Very nice. The next 5 rounds are going to be add 2 through 2. I'll put the order of the rounds over here, like what colors to add, but if you're not feeling that confident, just stick with me. We got this together. So the next round is going to be all red beads again. So I'm going to pick up 2 red beads. So coming out of these 2, coming out of this corner, I'm going to skip the white bead in the middle. I've picked up 2 beads, and I'm going to go through both of these beads on the corner from the last round. And don't forget to pull tight. Picking up. Pick up 2, skip the white bead through the next 2, pick up 2 more beads, skip the white bead through these next 2, just like that. You're killing it. You're doing amazing. It looks so good, I'm sure. Coming out of these 2, I'm going to pick up 2 beads, 1 and 2. Skip the white one. Now again, this is the 4th side, so we're going to go through the last 2 of the previous round and the first 2 that we put on. So this is now, I'm picking up 2 beads, but I'm going to thread my needle through 4 of them. You don't have to do it all at once. You can totally go through 2 and then 2, but I'm going to try to do it just like that. So these are the 2 beads that I'm adding. These are the last 2 beads of the round, and these are the first 2 beads that we put on. And pull through. Next round, we're going to pick up in this order 1 seed bead and then 1 berry bead. So for me, it's white and then red, seed and then berry, not the other way around. Now, coming out of these 2 beads, you're going to skip these 2 in the middle, and you're going to thread through the 2 on the corner. So I've picked up 2, skip 1, skip 2, go through 1, go through 2, just like that. And we're going to repeat that on all 4 sides. Once you get the hang of this pattern, at least for me, it became very meditative, like I didn't have to think about it a lot. So coming out of the 2, skip 2, I've picked up 1 seed bead, 1 berry bead, go through just the 2 on the corner, skipping the 2 in the middle. Yeah, very meditative, very easy to do once you have it down, just because you're just working in the circle. So picking up a seed bead, berry bead, skip 1 and 2, go through the 2 on the corner. And then just like that, that's very easy to get the string tangled, so just catch it. Make sure you're pulling really tight, especially on this round, because see, it's going to start to curl up on itself. And then I'm going to pick up 1 more seed bead, 1 more berry bead, skip 2, thread through the last 2 here, and then the first 2 that we added. So I'm going through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sick. This is what it should look like so far. You're like halfway. We're going to repeat this cycle with all red beads 2 more times. So I'm going to pick up 2 red beads, skip 2, through 2. And this is just 2, 2, 2. That's how you can remember it. Pick up 2, skip 2, through 2. Add 2, skip 2, through the next 2. Add 2, skip 2. Now it's the last round, skip 2 through these 2 and the first 2 that you added. So adding 2 through 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat with all berry beads. 1, 2, skip 2, through 2. 2 is not going to sound like a word or a number now once I'm done with this tutorial. Pick up 2, skip 2, through 2. Pick up 2, skip 2, through the next 2. Something to also note is that as you work around your project, you're gonna see that, like, from a side view, some of them stick up more than others, and that's an easy way to find your current round if you get lost, lose track of where you are, right? Because like this is much higher than this, and this is lower than these. So the ones that are the tallest, as long as it's pulled nice and tightly, you'll be able to see that and be able to tell like where you are, perhaps. Like, yeah, when in doubt, just look from the side too. So we're on the last rotation, so I'm going to pick up 2, skip 2, I'm going to thread through 1, 2, 3, 4. So looking at it from the side, these are the last 2 of the original round, and then these are the first 2 that I added. So, and then you can also, like, for example, right here, I'm kind of struggling to get my needle into it right. You can tell the Kandi where to go. The stretchy elastic cord is really functional in that way, where you can kind of move the project around and it'll hopefully snap right back into place. So if you're struggling to get your needle in, and this is why I recommend a needle too, because can you imagine doing this with your fingers? Like, I guess, but this just makes it easier. You can kind of move the bead and get the needle in there through 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull through. Cool. Pull it nice and tight, and it should be curling up on itself just like this. It looks amazing. We're going to do one more round of adding 2, skipping 2, but this time it's going to be again with a white bead and then a red bead. So you're going to pick up a seed bead and then a berry bead in that order. So I've picked up 2 beads, and I'm coming out of this corner. I've picked up a white bead and then a berry bead. So seed bead, berry bead, white and red for me. Skip 2 through the next 2. And this is the last time that we're doing this. I know. Hallelujah. You've made it this far, and I'm really proud of you. Picked up 2, the seed bead and then the berry bead in that order. You're gonna skip 2, go through the next 2. Pick up a seed bead, then a berry bead, skip 2, through the next 2 on the corner. And then once again, like if you're lost, go back to the beads that you just added. You can identify that here because one is white. They're also the tallest, right? But you added these. Your string is coming out of this. If you remember the pattern, you pick up 2. You're gonna skip 1 and 2, and then you're gonna go through 1 and 2, and these 2 are taller. So if you feel like something's looking wonky too, like just go backwards, you know, take off the beads, pick up a seed bead and a berry bead. I'm gonna skip 1, 2, and then I'm gonna go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the last 2 of the round, first 2 that you added, just like all the other rounds. Very nice. Okay, this is what it should look like at this point. And now I'm going to show you how to close it up and add the leaves. So from here, looking at your top round, which is these 4 corners with the white and red beads, you're going to pick up 1 red bead, skip these 2, and you're going to string through the next pair. So my string is coming out of these 2, white and red. And I'm gonna go directly through the next white and red pair that are up here on top with just 1 bead on my needle. So I'm gonna skip these 2 that I'm seeing here, and I'm gonna go through 1 and 2. In this part, you're gonna pull really tight because this is 1 bead versus 2, so it's gonna get smaller here at the top. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead, and I have my string coming out of these 2. I'm gonna skip 1, 2, and I'm gonna go straight through these next 2, the white and red. Again, just adding 1 bead this round. Pick up 1 bead, skip 1, 2, go through the white and the red. And this is the last round. I'm gonna pick up 1, or the last side of this round. I'm gonna pick up 1, and it looks a little funky, but just remember you're gonna skip 1, 2, and immediately go through the seed bead and the bead right next to it. And because it's the last round, you're also gonna go through this first bead that you just added. So 1, 2, and 3. Pull nice and tight. Now, does this look familiar? It might not, but it will in a second. At the bottom, at the very beginning, we had a plus sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 plus sign now that we just added with these red beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna pick up 1 berry bead. With the string coming out of this single bead here in the middle, I'm gonna skip these 2 on the corner from the last round, and I'm gonna go straight through the next red bead that I just added in the last round. So I've got these individual beads that we just put on at the top. Coming out of the bottom one, I'm gonna pick up 1 red bead, and I'm gonna go straight through the next single bead. And that's all you're gonna pull through. And we're gonna do that all the way around. Pick up 1 bead, skip these 2, go straight through the single bead. So adding 1, going through just 1 bead now. Pick up 1, skip 2, go through 1 bead. Do you see that plus starting to form? 1, 2, 3. So now we're gonna add the 4th. Pick up 1, skip these 2, and remember this is the last round, so we're gonna go through this bead here on the corner and the first bead that we just added. So I'm gonna go through 1 and through 2. Okay, so from here, just kind of squish things around. This is what it should look like from the side, and that's how you get it to close out and be flat on the top. You can stop here. You can tie it off and you can call it a day. I really like the way it looks when you throw a little greenery on top. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a little funky. So the first thing you're gonna do is the same thing that we did at the bottom, where we put one bead here in the middle. You can skip this, but if you'd like to put your strawberry on a keychain or a jump ring, having this center bead is really good for like hanging it, because otherwise, I mean, you can put it on other beads, but I really like the way it looks when it's centered. So this is just my suggestion. You don't have to do this part, but let's take it just like we did at the beginning. This time, the string is coming out of the right side of the bottom bead. So if I'm picking up one bead and my goal is to position it in the middle, you're gonna wanna go through the opposite side. So it's gonna be the left side of this top bead across from it. So I'm gonna turn it, but just looking at it now, coming out of the right side of the bottom bead, this is my top bead. I'm gonna string it through this way from the left because that's opposite. So I'm gonna go through like that. I'm gonna pull. Oh, amazing. You can kind of just like squish it in there. Just like that. And this part, this is where like I really emphasize like Kandi just goes where you tell it to, but that's gonna be the center bead, and for me this is where I'll put like a jump ring through. From here, you're going to pick up, I have green. You're only, in my opinion, gonna need 3 or 4 of these. I'm gonna show you how to add 3. I like the way it looks, like the asymmetry at the top, but if you want one more on this side, you can add it. From here, you're just working with 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is where that plus sign comes in handy. You've got the bead we just put here in the middle, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm gonna pick up 1 green bead. And for me, I'm gonna go from this bead into the next one on the plus sign. So this green bead is gonna end up between these two. Just like that. I'm gonna pick up 1 green bead. I have the string coming out of this bead. I'm gonna go directly into this next one here in the very center plus sign. And pull through. That's 2. I'm gonna pick up 1 more green bead, and I've got my string coming out of this bead. I'm gonna put it directly through the next one in the plus sign. And that's 3. Now for me, this is where I stop. I think that this is cute and she's perfect. If you'd like a 4th leaf, it's as simple as picking up a bead, going through the last bead here on the plus, and then through your first leaf bead, 1 and 2, and pulling it tight just like that. So that's what it would look like with 4 beads. In case your brain doesn't like that asymmetry at the top, I personally am gonna take it off. So from here, I have my string coming out of one of the beads at the top. I'm going to string my needle down through my project until I end up back at this original knot. So this is why I have my tail from the beginning, because for me, this makes finishing my project easier. I'm not sure if that's like recommended. I know a lot of people just tie things off at the end, but I love to have just 1 knot to deal with, and it's easier for me to just tie it off with an end that already exists. So for me, I'm just gonna start threading back through. So I'm gonna go through here. You can kind of just like find your way down through these 2. And I like to follow the pattern as much as I can, just because then it looks nice and there aren't any like inconsistencies or like random lines of string that don't make sense. Go through there. Go through here. Gonna go through this bead, and boom, I'm back down here at the knot. I'm gonna tie this off. You can tie it off as many times as you want also. Before you tie it off, make sure everything's really tight. And then you're gonna tie it off once you're satisfied. I'm gonna do like 3 knots. I think that's good. Okay, and then you can trim your excess. And that's how I make candy strawberries. If you want a heads up the next time I post another tutorial, you can hit subscribe. And let me know if you guys want to learn anything in particular. Bye!